Just out here spreading the love. What's up? Where do you want to go? Hamstrings and ankles.
It's the third game, but what are you looking to get out of it?
This game should give us the opportunity to play our guys more than we have in preseason to this point. Starters will be out there longer. We'll continue to mix our guys throughout. There's a lot of combinations of things we would like to see. So the first half of the game, we'll be playing the game. Hopefully our guys will come out in the second half, depending on how it goes in the first half, and they may get some play in the second half.
What's the value of them coming out after half?
It's just a normal procedure, the process of getting ready to extend your play time. So that's just kind of typically how we've done it.
How big an opportunity is this for Ariza?
It is a good opportunity for him. There's no doubt. Well, he had one last week too. All of a sudden he gets thrown in there and he's got to go with a different mentality. That he realizes that Georgia just got hurt and all that. But he had an excellent week. I think he's settled down into understanding about the opportunity. I think he's very level-headed about it, and just judging from the week, I think he's ready to have a really solid football game. He's going to get checked out. You got really good guys over there, and so it'll be a good opportunity for him with a really legit matchups. Whomever they throw at him.
What have you been able to learn about Matt Tobin in just a couple minutes?
He's really smart. He's really technique sound. He's got versatility. He can play on both sides with no problem. He's learning things very quickly. We're going to throw him out there and play him. So he checked off a lot of boxes right off the bat. He could pick it up. He's ready to go. He's a big kid. He's 6'6", and 320 or something. He's got some real versatility to him that we really like. But we'll see how he does on the left side first off.
How are Rawls and Preseason doing?
They're both doing really well, and they're both right there to play. Both guys, I think, if we were playing in a regular season game, they'd be pushing to play. We'd be pushing them to go ahead because we thought it was safe. But let's just take another week. That's really how we're doing. Let's take another week and get them through this weekend, and then we know that they'll be better off if we do that. So both guys have shown really well in practice. We know what we can do with these guys. We just wish that we were getting the continuity of them playing with us. But other than that, we need to get them healthy as we can get them and going into the opener.
How has Tyler Lockett looked in practice?
He's competed in practice throughout. He's this week. He's looked very, very confident. He's looked fast. I'm still watching him, though. I still want to make sure that we're taking all the time we have available. There's no reason to rush him. He's a fantastic competitor. He knows what we're doing. He's well schooled on everything that we're asking him to do. We love the player that he is, so we're going to just continue to make sure we maximize his security and safety for his return. So that's what we're doing.
What would be the reason for him to play preseason?
Well, he's dying to play football. He wants to play. He wants to just get the field and get out there. All these guys want to get out on the field and get going. We may or may not exercise that. We'll see.
Paul Richardson, where's he?
He's ready to go. Yeah, had a very good week. He's fine.
What would you like to see out of your running game these next couple games?
We'd like to see continued consistency. We're making some yards. We'd like to see if we can really start to hit it, and so that we can establish a real good confidence about it and a good feeling about it. I don't have any question that we're going to run the football much better than we did last year. Just the fact that Russell's ready to run around is a great addition. But the bunch of guys we have battling for it, these guys are really after it, and the competitiveness of them is going to bring us really the kind of production I think is going to match up with what we want. I'm really excited about it. The entire offseason has been focused in that direction. It seems like everything has moved in that direction, and so in the next few weeks and maybe into the season, we'll settle on who should be getting the ball the most, and I have no concerns about that at all. I love our guys, and I'm kind of just wait and see how it unfolds.
Through camp in 2 games, have you been able to see the full effect of Eddie's physical style?
We've seen the glimpses of it, and we know he's shown it in the games, he's shown it in practice, and we've seen him in up front and personal. He's a big load. So he's in good shape. He's consistently practicing, working really hard every day. I see no reason not to. You'll see him. You'll see him. Just look at his first run from scrimmage in the game last week. That was a real indicator. It's a play that's about a 4-yard play that winds up being a 9-yard gain, just because he knocks people over and finished the run. So we're excited about him.
Where's Mike Wilhoit's situation?
He's had a nagging calf issue, and it just hasn't quite gotten right. We're just trying to get him back. He's not ready to go yet, and that's very disappointing for Mike. Mike's a really good football player. in that which he's shown has been really clear that he can help us in a number of ways. So here again with him, we're trying to make sure that he's ready to go and when we put him out there.
What's DJ Alexander's status? Has he been able to get back to you yet?
He went through a process last week, same as KJ did. He was just a couple days behind him in the cycle of it. He didn't quite make it back this week for this game, but next week should be, and hoping we can keep him moving forward, the chance for him to show. I really love this kid, and he's got a bunch to add to us, and particularly in special teams, and we're going to see if we can get him right for really for the opener.
You want KJ to play this week, or?
KJ's playing.
Process sounds so mysterious.
I know. Okay, nobody said, I've never had the okay that I can talk about it. I don't even know if we can't talk about it. So I was always afraid I wouldn't pronounce it right. But what I know it's called is regenikine. Okay? That's the process they went through. So you guys can look it up.
Does not having a cut down date after this week, like you've had in the past,
Oh, this is so good. This is the way it should have been done from a long time ago, and I'll criticize openly on that one. This is so much better for our players because they have more guys available to play in the last game. Under the circumstances of it's the last game, you'd like to have coaches' decisions who needs to play and who doesn't need to play. But when you've cut down and you just knocked a bunch of guys off your roster, it's just this doesn't fit right. This is going to be fine, and we'll scramble a little bit with the numbers of guys, as we go through the final decisions. But we'll make it. We'll make it. It's not that much of a burden. The fact that the guys have more guys to play on that day saves guys going into the opener. That's why it's for the players. This is really for their well-being and their health, and I think it's a great choice that we've made.
Does it change the dynamic just suddenly having that many more guys available that you got to kind of?
Just the obvious. More young guys can play. It also gives young guys who would be left off this opportunity. And there's so many times when a guy has a really good game and wows you and brightens the outlook for his future. These guys, there's another 15 guys who are going to get a chance to do that. And that's fantastic.
Because you don't tackle in practices, how much value are tackling in games, specifically on special teams in preseason?
It's extraordinarily important for us. This is one of the stages of passage that we need to conquer here, getting ready for the regular season, and we make a huge deal about it. And that's why our guys play, and we want to leave them out there some. Maybe we play more than other teams do in preseason. I don't know, but we need to make sure that they've made that connection to the physical side of the game that you can't do any other way but going for it. And it's a big deal. Our players know it. We value it and respect this opportunity highly, and it's the step that we have to go to, to close the circle and getting ready to tackle.
Is that why you threw Chris Carson on kickoff there?
That's not why.
I mean, but for him to make a play like that, he's running this, he's running that.
No, that's not the reason why, but he's on special teams to show what he can do. That's what that was. And he did. That was a great play for us, obviously.
What have Delano Hill and Kendrick Thompson shown you through camp up to?
Those guys have made really good progress throughout. They're really smart players. They're disciplined. They're real serious. They're really tuned into the work. I know that the older players have accepted those guys because of the way they approach their work, and they've done a really good job. And Tedrick particularly had a good game last week. He had his opportunities that he took advantage of. Those guys can both play, so we're really excited that we have them. They're going to fit into special teams, certainly, and they're going to be ready to play when the time comes.
What's DeAndre Elliott's issue this week?
He had a concussion issue that he's dealing with.
How about Joey Hunt?
Joey ran real well just now, and he's close. He could probably play if we had to, but we're going to get him through this weekend and get him back next week.
Earl Thomas.
He has the ankle.
Earl Thomas is a guy that's...
So we're back to ankles and hamstrings here. We could have started there.
Earl's a guy that's done so many things and so experienced. He'd be a guy that you could say maybe doesn't need as much preseason, but he's been out making these huge hits.
No, he wants to play. Yeah, I know. He wants to get right. He's getting ready for a big season, and he doesn't want to miss a chance of doing that.
How encouraging, though, is it to have a guy that, with all he's done, still wants to go out there in a preseason game and put those hits on?
That's leadership. That's just obvious. Outright leadership. He just shows how important it is to him, how he applies himself, and he affects us. I might have mentioned to you a while back that when he was gone for a while and he first came back to full speed, he shocked me a little bit that I had forgotten what an impact player he is and how he's affected our program. you know, with the two young safeties that you're talking about and new guys coming into the program, you see a guy like that practice like he does, and a guy like Sherm who practices so hard and so diligently, and Cam. Those guys all made a pact a long time ago that when they practiced, they were going to give it up and show that these opportunities were precious to them, and they've passed that along. And I think it's part of, you know, the makeup of our club that's been really allowed to be out there because of their leadership, and that's one of the great ways to lead, by showing and doing it.
What is J.D. McKissick showing you, and I guess especially in returning? Obviously, he's got some chances.
Well, I really like this guy. Golly, he plays so hard. His suddenness shows up. He practices. He's just like the guys I'm talking about. He practices full speed every single step. When he gets in the game, he does the same thing. The two plays of preseason so far for him that are indicative of who he is and what he's all about is when he covered the two kickoffs. He had a great hit in week 1. He had an excellent play in week 2, and those were all. I mean, I looked at the very last instant of the approaching the contact. He has a guy giving it up with everything he has. JD is one of those dudes, and shoot, I love the way he's playing. So we move him around. We do a lot of things with him. The return game for sure. He can play receiver. He can play running back. He can do it all. And so he's a very valuable player as he's emerging with us. And I hope he can have another good game, and it'll be clear when it comes down to putting the team together.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.